Hello everyone, welcome to my weekly Facebook Live. It's a day early. I have some appointments tomorrow that I needed to go early or go live a day early, so thanks for accommodating me. Today we are making this adorable card, and there's a little surprise inside. I'm going to show you that in just a minute, but man, I sure love this card. I'm pulling out the Bird's Eye View stamp set again, so we're using this one again, and we're going to use a greeting from the Charming Sentiments. Man, you guys, I have not stopped using this one. I really love this one. If this one's not on your list, please put it on your list. It's so good. The only downside to that stamp set is that there are no dies for it. So we do have to do some fussy cutting, but it's okay. It's not too hard. It's not too hard. It's really fun, really cute. So we're going to make this card. But before we do, let's go over everything that's happening in the Stampin' Up! World. If you have a long wish list, maybe that Bird's Eye View is part of that wish list. Make sure that you are looking into getting the starter kit this month. This is the best deal going on right now. You get to choose 155 in product. You're only going to pay $99. Plus, you're going to get free shipping on that. Plus, you're going to get a free paper pumpkin and then everything you need to start your Stampin' Up! Journey. You get a discount as a demonstrator. And it doesn't mean that you have to sell. You can be your own best customer. But this is such a great deal. If you have a long wish list, this is the way to go. So make sure that you are looking into that. This is only good through June, though, through June 30th. So if you're looking into getting the starter kit, you only have a couple more weeks left. All right. Our designer series paper sale is also happening this month. This is also only good through June 30th. So make sure that you are stocking up on all of those designer series papers that you love. We are using today the Delightfully Eclectic again. I think we used this one last week. This is that huge mega stack. You get 48 sheets, I believe. I'm not going to go through all the papers this time because I know I did that last time. So, but there are so many good patterns in here. So many good prints. This is a great one to share with a friend because you get 4 of every sheet. And they're 12 by 12. They're so good. So make sure that you are looking at this one. Plus it's on sale this month, so it's a really good deal this month. So check that one out. Because it's one of our more pricey DSPs, it's great to get it when it's on sale. So check that out. You can get that in my online store at that Delightfully Eclectic. Okay, our online exclusives are coming. They will be updated on July 6th. We have lots of new products coming on July 6th. The One Horse Open Sleigh Suite I'll actually be featuring on my blog the first week in July. So we're going to do some Christmas in July on my blog. And I have some really fun projects to share with you with this. So, but just be aware there are a lot more. These are just a few of the products coming in the online exclusives. They're launching on July 6th. There are some other products like a little truck punch that they've teased us with. And I think that one will sell out very, very quickly. So if you want to shop those online exclusives, plan to do so on July 6th when they launch. If you are shopping, please head to my online store. This is my June host code. In July, I'll have a brand new one, and I'll make sure to point that out before those online exclusives launch. But this is my June host code. All orders receive a PDF with three exclusive projects. If your order's over $50, you're also going to receive the Make and Take It that coordinates with that PDF. If you're watching this on Facebook, please share this with your crafty friends. If you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe to my channel. That really helps me out. Okay, we are going to jump into the card today. So I told you guys we're going to use that Delightfully Eclectic DSP. We are using one pattern. We're going to use this side for the front. We're going to for the little circle. And then on the opposite side of that one are all of these little tile letters, which are just adorable. So we're going to use that one too. So we're only really using one sheet of this pattern for the entire card. All right, let me show you guys what's inside because it is so cute. So this is the outside, which is just adorable on its own. But when you open it up, there is a little bookmark inside. And I have a perforated edge on this bookmark, so you'll be able to tear it off easily. Now, I'm not going to tear it because I want to give this to somebody, but I will get a piece of scrap cardstock that I'm going to show you how easily that perforated edge tears. So we're going to go over that in just a minute. Okay, but this is what we're going to make today. So let's start with our stamping. Now, I'm going to use Memento because, of course, I'm coloring with Stampin' Blends, so I'm going to use Memento. And I already have everything colored and fussy cut because, like I said, there are no dies for this, so we have to fussy cut them. So I did that in advance just to save some time, but I am going to show you how I colored these. So let me grab the little branch. So let me grab my, hold on. I'm going to grab my little pad here. Because it's a photopolymer stamp, We're going to have a little bit of extra cushion there. And I want to grab a piece of scratch paper because I'm going to stamp the branch off the edge here. Because I just want to show you how I colored it. So we're not going to do the whole branch, but you'll stamp a whole branch for your card. And then I'm going to stamp 2 leaves for this card. I'm only going to stamp 1 just to show you how I colored, because remember I have them all already cut out. But I'm going to show you how I colored it. So I'm going to stamp 1 pair of leaves, or 1 set of leaves. You get 3. You'll need 6 total. And then we're going to stamp our little owl friend. Now this is actually going to be the piece that goes on our inside bookmark here. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp my owl here because he is stamped directly onto our bookmark, because I didn't want a lot of bulk on my bookmark. So he is stamped directly onto the bookmark. Now he is colored exactly the same as the one on the front. So I'm going to show you how to color this one, and then you'll know how to color the one on the front. But if you're making this project yourself, make sure that you stamp 2 little birds, 1 on scrap paper and then 1 on your bookmark. All right. And what else do we need to stamp? Oh, his glasses. So that comes in the stamp set too. So I'm going to stamp the glasses. I like to get them right above the beak. So cute. Isn't he adorable? Oh my gosh. So you'll stamp 2 of those, 1 on your little bookmark piece and then 1 on scratch paper to cut out. All right. I think that's it with the memento. We are going to stamp a greeting on this little bookmark just to, jazz it up a little bit. Now this one, I have this one linked in my blog and in the video description on YouTube. I think it's called Courage and Faith. I'm not sure what it's called. I actually borrowed this stamp set. I was crafting at a friend's house one day and she had this stamp set. That's the one I used. I don't have that one today. So we are going to use, where is it? We're going to use the one from Charming Sentiments. I'm going to use this Faith Over Fear one, which I think is a really cute one, just a really good sentiment. So I'm going to use some pretty Peacock ink. We're going to use that, but you can use any greeting you want here. You can even just write a little note. You don't even have to stamp a little greeting. I think it's fun to put a little greeting on there on that bookmark. Now, when you're choosing a greeting for this, just make sure that it's taller and not wider, because you only have 1 3/4 of an inch. I didn't even give you that measurement, huh? I think this is 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. So you don't have a very wide space. So make sure that your greeting is more vertical and not horizontal. Okay, that's all of our stamping. So let's do some coloring. We'll start with our branch over here. So I'm going to start with crumb cake, and I'm going to do light crumb cake first, and I'm just going to cover the entire branch in light crumb cake. Okay. These little tiny little ends of the branches get a little small, but don't worry, we're going to cover up some of those with leaves, so you don't have to get too exact with those. So once you get all the light on, come in with your dark. And I like to use the bullet tip for this because it's just a little bit more exact. And on the bottom of your branch, now your branch can go either way. It can go this way or it can go this way. I have my branch going to the left. So, but you could, depending on your card, you could have it go either way, and I have had it go either way. So just keep that in mind. So on the bottom, whichever way you have it going, on the bottom, I'm just adding some dark highlights there on each of those little branch pieces. So can you see that? And then I'll just go in with my light and just kind of blend it out. I'm not recoloring the whole thing. I'm just kind of tapping on that edge there for that dark and just kind of blending it out. And that's it for our branch. So pretty easy, right? Pretty easy blending. That's crumb cake. You can use any brown you have. All right, now for our leaves, I have a lemon lime twist, and we're going to do it in a similar way. I'm going to use my light and just kind of wash over the whole thing. And then I'm going to come in with my dark, and I am just going to do the bottom here. This is where it's going to kind of meet that branch. So just a little bit on the bottom and then just down the vein of that leaf. Like that. And then just come in with your light and just kind of tap it. Now, if you want it to be darker, just go back in with your dark as you want it to be, as dark as you want that contrast to be. And then just kind of tap it out to blend it out. And that is how I did my leaves. So cute, right? All right, so that's the leaves. So you'll have 6 leaves total because you'll have stamped that twice, and then your branch. So just go ahead and fussy cut those. I already have those done, so we'll pull those out in just a minute. Now for our little birdie, you're going to color 2 of these, remember. For his beak, I just used dark pumpkin pie. It's a very small little beak. So dark pumpkin pie, you could also use like Calypso Coral or Daffodil Light, something like that. It would be fine. It's a very small little beak. All right, for his little belly, we have Lemon Lolly. And I'm going to start with my light Lemon Lolly, and we're going to just do it kind of similar way that we did our branches and our leaf. So just a light wash of the light. And I'm going to come in and along his little wings here, I'm going to make it a little darker, and along the bottom. And then his little feathers here we'll just go over. Now there's not a big difference between the light and dark Lemon Lolly, so I like to kind of let that dry a little bit, and then I'll go back in with my dark and kind of highlight that a little bit more just to give it a little bit more definition. All right, for our little bird, we're actually going to use Lost Lagoon and then light Pretty Peacock. This is going to give us just a few little extra highlights. So start with your light Lost Lagoon, and we're going to do kind of one group at a time. So do his one side of his left side wing. Couldn't think what that word was. It's a wing. All right, and then just along the edge, kind of where it's overlapping with your dark, go in. And then I'm going to take my dark, or my light Pretty Peacock, and we're just going to add a few more little highlights. So just kind of right along the edge. We're not trying to make this look Pretty Peacock. We're just kind of putting it right along the edge. And then take your light Lost Lagoon and just blend that out. And we're going to do that again. So for his right wing, just cover it with all light Lost Lagoon. Take your dark Lost Lagoon and just go over where it's kind of overlapping on his body. Add some highlight there. And then take your light Pretty Peacock and just kind of go along that stamped line right there. And that's going to give us some great shadow. And then just blend that out. Okay. Cute. All right, now for his head, we're going to do the same thing. Just give it a little wash of Lost Lagoon. Go carefully around his little beak. And his little feathers he has coming out the top of his head. Okay. And dark Lost Lagoon. And we're just going to kind of go around where his belly is, and then kind of just up the sides of his wings. So we're keeping the shadows lower on his body, so the top of his head is going to be the lightest. And then where his wings are overlapping, and then just in these little corners where his belly and his wings kind of meet, is where I'm putting the Pretty Peacock. All right, take your light and just kind of blend that out as much or as little as you want. And that is our sweet little bird. Isn't he cute? Now, right now, he's kind of just like floating. He doesn't have anything to stand on. So we're going to give him some ground. So come back in with your crumb cake. And I'm going to do my light crumb cake and just kind of swipe some ground right across him. And that's just going to give him a little place to stand. That could also be a branch too. It doesn't have to be ground. I'm going to take my dark and I'm just going to add just little dots. Just a little kind of dotted shadow there. And that is our little birdie colored. So cute. Now for the one on your scrap paper, obviously you don't do the ground because you're going to be cutting him out. So once you have all your pieces cut out, so you have your little bird, you have 6 leaves, and you have your branch all fussy cut. There are no dies for this, so you will have to do the fussy cutting. So these are all our stamped pieces. Now for our greeting on the front, I told you we're going to use that DSP. So you're going to find all the letters you need, and you're going to just fussy cut those out too. So I've already fussy cut most of them. So we have thanks. So I need to finish cutting out the K. They're really easy to fussy cut. Just go through. You can even use just a paper trimmer and trim these. They are really easy to fussy cut. Imagine how cute this would be like on a scrapbook page. You could really just customize any kind of greeting you wanted. They're super cute. All right, so thanks. There we go. So these are all our pieces ready to go fussy cut. Okay, so let's get to the card assembly. Let me move all our pieces off to the side. All right, your card base is going to be, oh my goodness, I didn't measure this. I'm going to bring out my my mat here. This is a self-healing mat. You can buy these at any craft store. I'm going to move these off to the side. I want them under there. You can buy these at any craft store, but we're going to do some cutting on here. So I'm going to bring this out. So I'll do my measuring on this. This is 10.5 by 5.5, and I've scored it at 4.25 and at 8.5. So let's give those score lines a good little burnish. So 4.25 and then at 8.5. This is going to be your bookmark piece. This is going to go this way. Now, right now, this is just a score line, but we're going to turn it into a perforated score line so it can be torn. And these are our little crafting tips, our new crafting tips for our Take Your Pick tool. This is the perforated one. You can see that little wheel. Now, it does have a little guard. It pops up so that you don't cut yourself. So make sure to pop it down when you're ready to use it. It's so fun, super cute. Also in that crafter's toolkit is a hobby blade that you just screw off this one and you stick the hobby blade on. And then you also get like a little like fishhook kind of thing. And then on the back of this one is another like pokey tool, which I use those all the time. So these are brand new in our annual catalog. Make sure you keep the guards on those. These are all very sharp. But I love this perforated wheel. I've wanted that perforated wheel for a while. We used to have one. But we haven't for a while, so I've wanted one for a while, but I'm going to show you how this works. We're going to do it on some scrap paper first, and then we'll do it on our card. So I'm going to use a ruler, and I'm just going to kind of hold my ruler steady. And then I'm going to use my wheel, and the side with just the blade part, not this side, I'm going to push right up against my ruler, hold it steady, and then just with firm pressure, push down, and you're going to end up with a little perforated edge that will tear right off. So this will be perfect for like coupon books. You can do these for, you know, any little tearaway thing that you need to do. I have some other fun ideas that I'm going to share with you guys at a later time, but really, really cute idea. So we're going to do that same thing with the bookmark. So when your recipient gets this, all they have to do, and you can even indicate in the note, you can tear off that bookmark and they can use it. So it'll tear right off with that little perforated edge. Now this has been bent back and forth, I would say multiple times, and it has not yet started to pull away. So rest assured that this is going to stand up and be good for the long haul. So we're going to do the same thing now. So I'm going to line up my ruler right against my score line here. I'm having a little trouble seeing it in the shadows. Okay, I think we're there. So hold that ruler nice and firm. Now you want a ruler that has like an edge. You don't want to use like a thin plastic ruler that doesn't have an edge, because you need to be able to hold it down. Now I'm going to start kind of off the edge of my paper, really nice firm pressure right up against that ruler, and then just give it a good roll. And if you keep it pushed up against that ruler, you'll get it nice and straight. So I don't know if that's going to show up, but it's there. That perforated line is there right against that score line. So really fun. This is such a fun addition. If you already have the Take Your Pick tool, these little crafter tips are perfect. If you don't have the Take Your Pick tool, what are you waiting for? You'd need the Take Your Pick tool if you get the tips. The tips will only come like this. So you need the actual handle. You need the tool. So make sure you grab the Take Your Pick tool, and then you can get all of those fun crafter tips. And again, they just screw right on whichever end you want. And this just locks into place as well on the back. All right. Fantastic. It's a great tool. I have multiple Take Your Pick tools because I don't like to have to keep switching handles. So I actually have a ton of Take Your Pick tools. All right, so our bookmark will fold in like this, and then our card will fold like this, and it will fit in a standard size envelope so you can mail it. You may need to use a little bit of extra postage, but you can absolutely put this in a regular envelope. Okay, so let's do the rest of our card here. I have a piece of white that I have embossed with our 3D embossing folders. This was part of our last release for our online exclusives. They are still in the online store, so you can get these. It is 3 3/4 by 5, and then I have a piece of pretty Peacock, which is 5 1/4 by 3 7/8, and we're going to just adhere this down to our pretty Peacock piece, and then we'll put our pretty Peacock piece on the cover of our card. Okay. Now it's only 1/8 of an inch bigger, so you're going to get a very little thin border there. Just keep that in mind. Using Stampin' Seal, you can use any adhesive you're happy with, that you prefer. That's going to go right on the front. I've already punched, I use my 2 3/8 inch circle punch. I've already punched a circle out of that DSP. We're going to attach this with dimensionals. You can use dies if you have circle dies and not punches. That's fine too. Whatever shape you have. This is going to go right on the front. Make sure your little hearts are going up. And we're going to pull back in our little guys here. And we're going to put on the little branch. So I'm just going to put some liquid glue on the branch here. I'm not putting it all the way across, just kind of eyeballing what's going to touch the circle. And this is going to go just up against the edge of that white piece. We'll just lay that down just like that. So there's our little branch. We're going to stick our little bird on with some dimensionals. I'll probably put my branch a little high, but that's okay. We'll set our bird down a little lower on the branch. It'll be fine. So just like that. Super cute, right? All right, now for the leaves, I'm going to just put a little bit of liquid glue on the tips of the branches here. And then just kind of go through and just add those leaves. So I'm just going to add kind of one, just make sure they don't overhang the edge of the card. So these are going to kind of go up that way. We'll do one going this way. That, and then we're going to come in, put another little kind of dot of glue there, and we'll add some more leaves. So this one will go kind of here. So however you want to put your leaves. I mean, there's no right or wrong with the leaves. You can do them however you want. And one more over here. You're just kind of filling up that branch with some leaves, however you want to do it. So, perfect. All right, now for my thanks, I'm going to put these in order. Let's see if I can spell H-A-N-K, whoops, and K-S. All right, I'm going to grab a mini dimensional and put them on the back of all of those because we're going to stick these on with dimensionals. So grab a little mini. You can also cut the big ones in half. That's fine too. And then we're going to, I'm going to start with my T. Let me try to move those out of the way in order. Well, we just messed it up. That's okay. So I'm going to come down here. And then before, I'm not pushing them all the way down. I'm just kind of just laying there because if I need to just readjust them, I want to be able to do that. So they're not being pushed down all the way. Once we get them arranged where we want them, we'll give them a good little press. Take the backings off of those minis. And I'm not doing it super straight. I think this little kind of tile look is really fun when they're kind of going up and down. So, and, okay. And one more. And I think it'll be good. Thanks. Okay, so give that a good press if you're happy with that placement. All right, now final touch for the front. I have these adhesive back trio sequins, and we're going to use just a few of these white ones. So I'm going to grab another Take Your Pick tool. The Take Your Pick tool, when you purchase it, comes with this putty end and then just the regular kind of pointer tip. So you will get some tips when you purchase the Take Your Pick tool. And then if you want all the additional tips, you'll purchase those too. So I'm just using the white ones. These are, they're probably not going to show up well on camera, but they add a nice little bit of sparkle in person. So those, just a few on the front. Okay, now for the inside, so we're going to put this on. So we're going to open this up to put our little bookmark in. And I'm going to adhere this down. I'm going to use a lot of adhesive on this because this is going to be torn off. It's going to be used, so I want to make sure that it doesn't fall apart. This is going to go right on our little bookmark. Our bookmark is going to be a 2-inch strip. Okay, nice and flat on that. And then just grab a hole punch and eyeball center. Give that a little press. And I am using, where is it? I'm using some Lost Lagoon bordered ribbon. This is new in our annual catalog. I'm just going to cut off, I don't know, maybe like 5 inches. And I'm going to push this through. It's just folded in half. Push it through the front to the back. And then just push those little edges up. And if you want to hold this in place with a glue dot, you can. If you want to tie some extra ribbon on there, you can. Just like that. And then if you need to trim your edges, you can. The ribbon will fold down like this. So when you fold it in, there you go. It'll still fit in a regular size envelope. It'll be perfect when they open it up. They get a surprise little bookmark. Okay, guys, that's it for me. That's super cute little surprise bookmark. Make sure you check out those crafter tips in the annual catalog for your Take Your Pick tool. I love them. And I have so many more ideas coming with them. So pick them up so that you're ready to go when I have those fun ideas. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I will see you guys again next week. I have a new Sunday favorites video coming out on Sunday, so make sure to check that out. Remember, if you are shopping, this is my host code for this month. All orders receive a PDF with 3 exclusive projects. Orders over $50 receive the make and take kit that coordinates that with that. If your order's over $150, don't use the host code. You're going to receive those Stampin' rewards, and I'll still send you that make and take kit. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you later. Bye.